This is your Weather Extreme video coming to you from Mount Cheaha State Park. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Thanks for tuning in this morning. And we're going to have a wet day as we've been forecasting. Let's take a look at the Skycam imagery. There's a look at Birmingham, and you can see all the clouds and kind of a beautiful sunrise at Clanton down in the central part of the state. And a lot of clouds in the sky there and the rain moving that direction. Frontal system across central Alabama is gradually going to be sinking to the south and southeast in response to the upper air pattern, which is finally beginning to produce that closed low that will close off over the mid-Mississippi River Valley and give us some wet weather for at least a couple of days. In the meantime, this morning, with clouds and rain going on, many temperatures across the area are generally sitting around the 70-degree mark. And again, the rain occurring in a large area across the Tennessee River Valley and across parts of central Alabama. And it looks like even here at Mount Cheaha, we've got a small shower that has driven me inside the vehicle to keep the rain off the computer equipment and me, of course. Flash flood watches are in effect for parts of Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia in response to the closed low and to the heavy rain that's a possibility. And indeed, the HPC folks are forecasting on the order of between 7 and 9 inches possible over the southern Appalachians. Not that kind of rain for us, and the gradient a little less east to west and a little more kind of northwest to southeast. Looks like east central Alabama could have some fairly significant amounts on the order of maybe as much as 3 to 4 inches. But for most of us in central Alabama, it looks like on the order of about 1 inch. Storm Prediction Center outlooking a small area in terms of not a slight risk, but in terms of at least mentioning it. For the Carolinas and Georgia, it's kind of a marginal situation, and they're keeping their eye on that. National Hurricane Center still watching 2 remnant lows now. We've got Matthew over Central America, and we've got Lisa out in the Atlantic, neither one of them posing any kinds of threats to land. GFS 06Z model run, and seems to have a little better handle on the frontal system this morning, and it looks like rain over a large portion of the southeastern U.S. The low closes off over the Mid-South area, generally in the vicinity of, it looks like, about Muscle Shoals, and that should keep us fairly wet on Monday, with more rain to the east of Birmingham than to the west of Birmingham. The trough pulls on out, and that closed low pulls on out to the northeast on Tuesday, and as it does, that should dry us out, and of course, with that tremendous northwesterly flow, we should see temperatures dropping into the 50s, with highs generally in the upper 70s to maybe as high as about 82. The trough on Wednesday is still in our area, so while it pulls out, it's still maintaining a bit of a hold on the southeastern U.S., but we're to the west of that trough, so we should stay dry. The trough still more or less with us as a weak little low cuts off, but once again, that will keep us pretty much on the dry side, and most of the precipitation expected to be over into Georgia and along the southeast Atlantic coast. That system migrates further east on Friday, keeping us very dry as we head into October. And then on October the 2nd, Saturday, we see that the trough is once again intensifying as a strong shortwave moves down through that trough. And by Sunday, once again, the trough pretty strong, and we're dry, but that should keep us cool. The trough pulls off by Monday, and once again, that keeps us pretty high and dry, so with relatively cool weather. So again, I think maybe the 90s are gone for now. Appreciate you tuning in to the Weather Extreme video. James should be back with the next edition bright and early on Monday morning. In the meantime, I hope that you have a great Sunday, and Godspeed.
Each day there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.